So this next speaker is, we kind of came up together, I would say, in this industry. Took a lot of the same courses, met a lot of the same people, and he's best known for his sarcastic attitude and his sass, and learning how to charge more by being mean to your clients. He's managed to build a crazy community in a short amount of time, and I was going through his Facebook group like a few weeks back, and I'm like, man, I could see why. Like, there's like 80 people on a Facebook Live that he's doing, some even over 100. And then I go through, and I'm like, how's he doing these numbers? And I'm like, wow, everything is very systematic, and it's routine, and it's very organized and very well done. His staff is excellent as well. He's crushed it for his clients, such as a bike shop, car wash. He's very creative. First person I ever know of to do a soap opera sequence, which is a 5-day email sequence for a car wash, which I would have never thought to do, but they ended up crushing it with that. Actually introduced me to my copywriter as well, and or actually recommended me to the copywriter. And just an all-around, really smart and analytical dude. So please give it up for my good friend, Jeff Miller.
Yay, the standing applause. Yay! So Danny Velez did your copy?
Yeah.
That's super awesome.
Yeah, he's helped me on a couple sales pages.
That's super cool. So Danny Velez was, oh wait, we got to turn on the mic? Oh, okay. Danny Velez was the first guy that ever paid as like an agency to like a supplier. Like up to that point, it was like, I'm going to do everything myself, ha ha ha. And that's always a mistake, but you have to like go through the motions. But Danny Velez's soap opera sequence, and consistently time and time again, it's the soap opera sequences that turn shitty Facebook ads into great Facebook ad campaigns, which is a whole other conversation. We're not talking about that today. I'm going to get this presentation started. Just so you know, hey everybody, my name is Jeff. That's my face. This was pre-client, so notice no gray hairs. My clients are consistently known for being on the receiving end of no, fuck you, you're wrong. I have proof, and you're going to pay me more money to solve these problems. And because of it, I've had, like you mentioned, bike shops, car washes, child psychologists, chiropractors, like across the weirdest niches and the standard niches of people that are consistently paying me more and more money every single month. And if there was like a leaderboard of bad Facebook ads people, I would be at the top. Like, I'm consistently paying $30 or $40 a lead, and I'm going, that's fucking great. Not knowing that like $3 a lead, $4 a lead, $5 a lead. And I don't know why, and I don't care because my campaigns work. And I'm more than happy to pay 30, 40 bucks a lead because of the back-end processes. And it turns out if you have back-end processes done correctly, which we'll talk about for a bit, you can yell at your clients, and then they'll pay even more money. So that's like the presentation today. We're going to be talking about something really cool. Do me a favor, guys. Raise your hand if you're never really 100% sure that your client is actually following up with your customer opportunities, with your leads. There you go, right? Do me a favor. Raise your hand if you're never really 100% confident on what to say to get your client to renew month after month after month. There we go. And do me a favor. Raise your hand if you're never really 100% convinced on how to get a client to spend more money with you. Yeah, there we go. That should have been everybody's hand, but I understand, right? Raise your hand if that's stopping you from charging more money. Raise your hand if that's stopping you from doing more clients. Raise your hand if that's keeping you from getting more and more clients. That sucks. Real hard. What if I showed you how to know for sure if your client is actually following up with your customer opportunities? That's the external tribal language. Internally, we call them leads. What if I showed you what to say exactly so your client wants to renew month after month after month after month? If all you did was keep 1, 2, or 3 more clients, you'd be jumping up and down. This presentation would be worth it by itself. What if I showed you how to upsell each and every month so your client pays you more to solve those problems, and do it all while pretty much yelling at them and getting your client, pretty much yelling at your client and getting them to love you for it, right? Would that grow your agency? Would that get you more money? Would that get you more clients? So that's what we're talking about today. Is that something you want to see? The answer is always yes. This is how to yell at your client so your client buys again and again and again, month after month after month. So that's what we're talking about today. Only about 15 minutes or less. That's a lie. It's actually 45. By the way, this is how I manage to keep my clients and get them to buy more and more time and time again, or at the very least, stay around longer. If you're in my course, you'll notice that there's a slide deck and a course about a video message I sent an orthopedist who is an MD, MBA, $1 million orthopedic surgeon that owns like 14 locations, has like 50 employees. He threatened to cancel after the first month. I sent a recorded video saying, it's not me, it's you. Here's proof. Your front desk is lying to you. And he goes, oh my God, Jeff, I'm so sorry I yelled at you. How do I pay you? I go, you're going to pay your next invoice. He goes, you got it. Campaign bombed. He's still renewed, staying around longer. Also, this is specifically for agencies that are already signing clients. I'm not talking about how to get them to sign or anything like that. I'm assuming they already have you signed or you've signed them. And you're generating customer opportunities. I'm not talking about taking a campaign that sucks and making it good. I'm assuming your campaigns are already working. This is for agencies that are losing clients after the first or second month. It's also for agencies that realize, or will soon realize, this is your ding moment in your brain, that your lead generation strategy is not the same as your client retention strategies. They are different. Just because you're generating leads does not mean you keep your clients. There's a difference. So here we go. Here's how to yell at your clients. Step number one, you're going to spend 30 minutes talking to your client and asking questions just like a doctor, lawyer, or accountant would ask questions. Just because you're a Facebook ads agency doesn't mean you run around like a plastic surgeon saying, please let me work on your face. Nobody would buy from a plastic surgeon that way. You have a consultation with your plastic surgeon. Facebook ads agencies have their own version of that. It's called a onboarding session. You're going to spend 30 minutes asking them questions about their business. How crazy is that? What does that look like? It looks like this, by the way. This is wood paneling. Isn't that gross? There's that whiteboard right there. I noticed I didn't have anything to put here, so I put a desk. Why not? Realize that there's a garbage can. Who cares? That's the car wash guy right there. Former senior vice president of Marriott and real estate. He's setting up car washes all across the country. If you just had one guy like this, be jumping up and down. You want those trend seekers. You want those people moving on the way up. There's my referral person. That's me back in my head. And then I said, oh, I should move the desk. So I did it there. And now I just covered the trash can with my body. Again, this is the bike shop guy. He's on his 4th location. How cool is that? There's the whiteboard and the actual 7-step pitch. Back here, by the way, on this room is our green screens. Here's another angle. And then again, you can see this is a work in progress, right? So like we took down the drywall. It's a whole shit show. If you've ever seen the blue whiteboard, that's on that side. And again, there's me. There's my client, my referral person. I'm sitting down and talking to my clients, and I'm having an onboarding session. But Jeff, what do you say? Well, we can do it online too. This is a Zoom call. They didn't want to come in. Okay, so you can do it in person or online, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I say. You can ask questions like, how many leads are you generating right now? Answer, by the way, is almost 0 or I don't know. 95% of the time, it's 0 or I don't know, which is great because your value add and your solution is going to be quantifying how many leads are currently generating. You're going to write it down. Just like this, just like that, just like that. You're actually going to be writing down and caring about what they're actually saying. Imagine you're sitting down with an accountant and all you did was talk shit for 30 minutes and sent you a piece of paper and an invoice. Fuck you. Write it down, pretend you care. Ask questions, how many leads are you getting right now? Next thing is how many turn into actual customers? Again, 0 or I don't know. That's just how marketing works. They throw everything around and see what sticks. We're the only industry that has direct measurable marketing for the better or for the worse. You can ask them, how many turn into customers? You're going to write it down. What's been your best performing marketing ever? There's your offer, by the way. What's been your best performing marketing ever? Oh my God, so we did this like radio thing and it was like $39.99 for an inspection and we got like 14 people calling the same day. Yes, you have your offer. No need to go to any other Facebook ad group out there, beg, borrow, and steal for an ad that already works. Ask your client what's been your best performing marketing ever. If they said they don't have a great working offer, you go, well, that's awesome. I just want to let you know the first 2 months of our contract, we're going to figure the sucker out. We're a lot of customer research, so don't expect results overnight. Cool, now you got a 2-3 month contract right out of the gate. How cool is that? What's been your best performing marketing ever? Write it down, ask them questions. What type of results did you get? Oh, we got 14 calls over the course of 6 weeks. Write it down, you're going to beat those numbers real fucking fast. What's your number one frustration with marketing? It changes depending upon the who, what, when, where, why, and how. I don't even know if it's working. It takes forever for me to get a call back. I got to fill out a ticket. Those are real answers. Write it down. That dictates, by the way, how you respond to your client. Cool. Customer happiness goes up. Client happiness goes up. You solve their number one frustration with marketing. And then, here's the kicker. Here's the important one. How quickly and how many times do you call back potential customers? Not leads. These are actual potential customers. Every single lead, by the way, has gone through like 7 different steps. This is a potential customer. Hey, Mr. Johnson, imagine you get into the office on Monday, you got 5 voicemails. People want to buy what you have to sell. How often are you calling them back? Oh, once. Well, it's got to be 3 or 4 times. Oh, I never call them back. You're going to have to call them back. This is recorded. This is an actual onboarding session. You're going to ask them real-life questions. There's actually about 15, but they all support these 5 questions right here. Onboarding docs, write them down. Onboarding docs, write them down. Onboarding docs, write them down. Looks like you care when you write them down. So tell me a little bit more about this. It takes about 30 minutes. You've single-handedly listened to what they're saying, uncovered their budgets, established metrics and measurements. It fucking works. And when they lie to you, you go back to the onboarding docs. It's super fun. We ask questions. Step number 1. Here's the kicker that I talked about. How quickly do you call back potential customers? Not leads, they are potential customers. Oh, I would always pick up the phone immediately and correctly. Are you sure about that? Of course. It's being recorded. They said that they do. Oh, I would always call them back up to 3 or 4 times. This is an actual quote. Great. I've got a client that wants to spend money with me and will call back their customers, their potential customers 3 or 4 times. Awesome. My staff always does a great job and takes care of my customers. These are answers to the onboarding docs and real-life questions you will have with your potential clients. How awesome is that? They're going to tell you exactly what they're going to do. Imagine your personal trainer. I always go to the gym. Great, I'm going to write that down. I always eat right. Great, I'm going to write that down. I always do what you say. Great, I'm going to write that down. And the second they don't, Mr. Johnson, we built this program just for you based upon your answers. You're a liar. I caught you at Taco Bell. You're going to have your Taco Bell moment real fucking fast. Here's your script. All right, Mr. Johnson. Oh, I just messed up the audio. All right, Mr. Johnson. Based upon the answers you've given, it looks like I can definitely beat these numbers. Remember, I got 14 phone calls in a month. Great. As long as you do your part. Can I show you how a high-performing digital marketing campaign works? How much it costs, and when you can expect your results? They almost always say yes. Great. You said how much it costs. You said when you can expect results. How this darn thing works. Oh, wait, messed it up. We're getting there. There's 2 key things that you need to pay attention to. I can beat these numbers as long as you do your part. What's their part? The onboarding docs. They said that they would do their part. Easy as simple. You've caught your client and predetermined the fact that you know what you're doing and when they've been going to be caught in a lie. So there's your questions. Step number 2, you're going to send out sneaky surveys. Again, this is not about how to do a campaign, how to get a campaign up and running. I'm assuming you know what to do. But question for everybody, who here knows what sneaky surveys are? Who knows what secret shopping is? You know about call recording, right? You know about the automatic updating customer database. That's how I talk about Zapier and Google Sheets. Sneaky surveys. Every single person that's ever bought a Tesla really, really believes that Elon Musk cares about their Tesla. For some reason, my parents believe that Tim Cook built their iPhone. It's not true. But Tesla and Apple spend $1 billion hoping that their customers believe that their CEO cares about their experience. Great. I do the same thing with my clients. 2 weeks after a potential customer signs up, they magically get a text. My client doesn't see it. I do. It doesn't go to my client. It goes to me. Hey, Mr. Johnson, I see you noticed you signed up. This is Jeff. I work at the doctor's office. How was your experience? Did you use your voucher? Did Jessica get in touch? Cool. You're going to track all the calls. Every phone number on all your ads on your funnel is not their phone number. It's a call rail number. Every time it gets dialed, you get a recording of it. You see if they picked up the phone. You can listen to the voice recording. You're going to secret shop your client. You're going to check the automatic updating customer database. These are the back-end processes to catch a client in a lie so you can upsell later on. Here's what's really cool. They already said they pick up the phone. They already said they call them back 2 or 3 times. They always said their staff does a great job. So I, as a client, as an agency, we have nothing to worry about, right? That's a fucking lie. So here we go. Here's an example of it right here. This is CallRail. I'm going great. My campaign is working, except right here. Check that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times they did not pick up the phone. God damn it. God damn it. They had one job to pick up the phone. And this is not like at weird times. This is at noon, 10, 3:40, noon, 12:30, they're not picking up the phone. If it's less than a minute, that's a voicemail that somebody said, screw that. If it's over a minute, they had to leave a voicemail. What the hell is going on here? The cool part, you push play, you see what's going on. By the way, they said, oh, if we just got like 15, 16 phone calls in a month, 6 weeks, that'd be the best performing marketing ever. We're already on track to beat their best performing marketing ever. How cool is that? It's not good enough. The marketing's not good enough. Mrs. Johnson, you already said their best performing marketing has only been 15 phone calls. We're on track to beat that. Don't you want to renew? They said this. Except, sneaky survey went out. Hey, this is Jeff again from the car wash. Did Brandon get in touch? How was your experience? God damn it. I called back, but nobody answered. Oh, fuck. Okay. Okay. Every time I call, nobody answers the phone. God damn it, Brandon, you one job. Hey, this is Jeff again from the car wash. No, I reached out to him and didn't hear back. Son of a... God. Okay, they have one job. They have one job. Pick up the phone and call people back. But hey, shit happens. Maybe they're so busy that maybe they just called everybody back eventually down the line. God damn it, they didn't call anybody back. By the way, when I say secret shop, you're going to fill out the form with a fake name and a different phone number, Google Voice, CallRail, whatever it is. I'm in here 3 times. Record your screen when you fill out the form and say, all right, Mr. CEO, want to let you know this is my name right here. I am Damien, I am Deborah, I am Elaine. Those are my fake phone numbers. They actually work. I'm recording the screen so you know as a sample if I'm getting a call back. By the way, it's been 2 weeks, haven't gotten a call back. I thought you said you always pick up the phone, you always call them back, and your staff does a great job. Okay, fine. They do a great job, right? We're doing a great job, so great. So I monitor this, I go, of course they're gonna get 5-star reviews. Fuck, shit, god damn it. I called today, no answer. Did you guys shut down? What are your hours? I arrived for my appointment, but nobody is here. I came to your car wash and got screwed. What the fuck are these people doing? Oh my God, I thought they did their job. The icing on the cake, the secret shopper. This is a real life story, by the way. Steph Signs, you probably know of her. She does massage spas. She was like, hey, I can be your secret shopper for the car wash. I go, great. This is an actual conversation we had. She says, hey, Jeff, I just went to the company name location. I went at 3:30, got the deluxe. That's the name for the car wash package. Came back at 4:30. The entire staff was gone. I couldn't find my car. You ever look for your car in a parking garage for 5 minutes? It might as well be 5 years. Imagine you're looking for the car. Everybody is gone. $55,000 car disappeared. I looked for 5 minutes. I found it parked around the side. Why is it parked around the side? The door was unlocked. The key was inside, and there was a note saying, thanks for coming in. We closed up early due to a low number of customers. Fuck you, Brandon. But the keys are in your car door? Did you just take a $55,000 perfectly washed car, park it around the back, and leave a note saying the keys are in the door? Oh my God, and then you said come by any time to settle payments? This is a real life fucking secret shopper. Your clients will lie to you. Unequivocally, beyond a shadow of a doubt. They think the solution to their problems are more Facebook ads. Their solutions are rarely the solution to their business problems. How many people here saw the Sean O'Connor interview with the dentist? Something like that? Okay, nobody. So he's a dentist in Ireland. Brett saw it. He's based out of Ireland. He has I think 3 locations now. He's not a dentist. He's a marketer that owns a dental company. And he's like, all these dentists are fucking ass backwards. They think their best solution is more clients coming in. They've got the leakiest funnels in the world. Their business people don't know what to do. And here's a great example of the car wash right here. I'm gonna get into the yelling real fucking fast. But honestly, like, look at this shit. The door was unlocked, the key was inside, and there was a note saying, thanks for coming by. I personally take offense at this one right here due to a low number of customers, really because I sent you a whole bunch of phone calls, a whole bunch of sneaky surveys. How do you mean there's a low number of customers? Brandon, you have one job to do. You're leaving an hour early. I fucking hate you. Oh my fucking God, can you feel that blood boiling? This is an everyday occurrence. This is why I have gray hairs. Here comes the yelling, but in a way that gets you paid. Again and again and again, month after month after month. See, step number 3 is you have your follow-up. Just like when a plastic surgeon does work on you, you have a follow-up. You are required to go in. Jeff's approach is not to be a Facebook ad agency, but to do business just like a doctor, lawyer, accountant would. And we've got to follow up as part of paying Jeff. I have required 1 hour strategy session every single month. It is required to go, otherwise I fire you. I've fired clients before because they don't show up because these problems exist that I can't fix them. So I do my strategy session, in person or online, doesn't matter. And I've gathered up all this evidence beforehand. It's on a desktop. I got a client folder. Every time they fuck up, it goes in there. Every single time they fuck up, it goes right in there. Every single time. And I say it because they fuck up a lot. While I've been here, I've sent 3 phone calls to a car wash. Guess what? Went straight to voicemail. I don't get it. It doesn't work. But the more time they fuck up, the more they pay me. I have my strategy session. The first thing that happens is I bring up the onboarding docs. And I preload the onboarding session that we had last month. I know where they're going to argue. I'm thinking 3 or 4 steps ahead. This is not my first rodeo. You're going to have your already scheduled monthly strategy session and prepare for your yelling session. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to own that strategy session. You are in charge of it. The plastic surgeon doesn't let you talk when you come in for your recovery first phase. He goes, this is what I'm going to check, make sure about swelling. You shut up, let me work. Great, fine, perfect. All right, Mr. Johnson, just to recap, about 4 weeks ago, we did a recorded onboarding session. Recorded onboarding session when they like and just replay the tape. I've done it a lot of times. I asked you how long and how often, and your team calls back potential customers. You pre-framed. You set the trap. So tell me, did you get your intended result from this month's Facebook ad campaign? Your intended result. What's interesting is we assume that what we're doing leads to their intended result, but what's interesting is the answer is always no. Always no. The first month of your Facebook ads campaign will not get their intended result. And I say, yeah, I figured as much. Mr. Johnson, do you have any idea why you did not get your intended result? I think Jerry said something pretty cool. Is like, you don't ask the cop who's sending you to jail for a testimonial video, right? I thought that was pretty fucking cool. So do you have any idea why you didn't get your intended result? Let them talk their way. Be the cop saying, do you know why I pulled you over? Yes, these leads never picked up the phone. Every single person has heard this from their client. And if you don't have proof that your client sucks, you just say, oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Johnson. Oh, I had no idea. Yeah, that's what happens sometimes. Fuck that and fuck you. Mr. Johnson, you know, it's pretty interesting you brought that up, that the leads never picked up the phone. Can I show you something that I discovered? Then they go, of course. Open up the tab. Preload into Chrome. I just switched tabs. I got results from the sneaky survey. What's a sneaky survey? Oh, we talked about this in the recorded onboarding session as part of the pitch. You signed off on it. I send a survey to your lead so that we know if they got followed up on. He goes, oh, I didn't know that. I go, yes, you did, but whatever, right? I go, Mr. Johnson, I got the sneaky surveys back. It says Randy didn't call anybody back. There's more, but these are the most important 3. He goes, really? I go, yeah. Oh. Well, you know, Jeff, let me tell you, we run a pretty tight ship and sometimes stuff happens, I mean, well, they weren't even interested in buying, to be honest. Like, who's heard of this, right? The leads just weren't interested in buying. I go, Mr. Johnson, people have called. I listened to voicemails. They wanted the thank you offer. I mean, if somebody was identified by Facebook, they lived in a serviceable zone, they saw your ad, they clicked on their ad, they typed in their name, they typed in their number, they typed in their email, they said, I'm interested in my voucher, then they called saying they want the thank you offer. How many more buyer signals do you need? And Mr. Johnson, when I listened to the voicemails, they said, please call me back. So I don't know if we can say they weren't interested in buying. I would argue the fact that they were interested in buying. Well, Jeff, the staff says they called everybody back. And I go, okay, so here we go. Part of our contract was saying that you need to keep the automatic updating customer database updated. Does your staff know how to do this? Of course. Well, this is how we use and adjust and fix our campaign. Well, they called people back, but they just didn't mark it. I go, Mr. Johnson, can I replay the tape where I filled out this form 3 times? These are the people. I'm still waiting for a callback. Who's heard of this? They're just bad leads, right? Mr. Johnson, how? How are these bad leads? They came in and bought your stuff. I thought you said you know how to take care of your customers. Then they say this inside their head. They go, what the fuck? They genuinely thought they needed Facebook ads to get their intended result. So I gave them Facebook ads. So why they did not get their intended result is not because of Facebook ads, but it's because of the other stuff. They go, what the fuck? Mr. Johnson, I thought you said from the onboarding docs you'd always pick up the phone, but I have proof that you don't, or your team doesn't. I thought you'd always call them back 2 or 3 times. I thought your staff does a great job. Mr. Johnson, here's your script. We specifically built this marketing program to generate you customers, and this program won't work when you and your staff won't. If each of these potential customers is worth up to $1,500, that's from the onboarding docs. Then you missed out on $45,000 in potential revenue because you and your staff wasn't doing their part. Can you see how we're doing our part in generating customer opportunities? They always say yes. Can you see how we got people wanting to buy what you had to sell? They always say yes. Can you see how there's some kind of problem here? They always say yes. If you ever watched my pitch videos, 3 yeses means a proposal. Mrs. Johnson, is this $45,000 problem worth solving? Or did you want to continue next month knowing it'll happen again? Everybody says, all right, just fucking solve it. Just solve this problem. Awesome. So what we're going to do, I'm going to figure out a plan that will solve this problem and get back to you within 24 hours. It's going to cost you a lot of money, but it will solve the number one problem as to why you aren't taking advantage of that $45,000 in potential monthly revenue. I'll send you an invoice and we'll take care of it from there. They always solve. They always pay. Every single time. If they don't, you're going to have this problem again. They can go to any Facebook ads guy or gal that they want, but they still haven't solved their problem. Here's what's really fucking cool. It fucking works. Send an invoice that solves a problem and then solve a problem. This is my bike shop, by the way. $11,000 day. In one fucking day, they made 11 grand for my Facebook ads. That's pretty fucking cool. I mean, that would be awesome if it happened every day, but we're not there yet. We did do $62,000 in sales in August. It's a fucking bike shop. Because I solved the next problem. It's not just a bike shop. It's a car wash. They paid me here. I got them there. Turns out Brandon wasn't doing his part. I yelled at him. I solved the problem. $42,000 increase month over month. I don't sell calendar appointments immediately. I sell calendar appointments the next month. Calendar appointments. $4,200 increase month over month. But here's the fun part. Went from 10 grand to $27,000 month over month. $17,880 increase month over month. And guess what? It fucking stayed. You have to be solving your clients' problems and approaching it in a way kind of like a parent-student-teacher relationship. That's the analogy I use to describe agencies. Who here has kids? All right. This is how most parent-student-teacher relationships work, or they used to work. The parent is angry at the teacher if the student is failing. But the teacher has proof. I gave them every opportunity to excel. And here's why your student is failing my course. As soon as that happens, the parent isn't angry at the teacher anymore. The parent is angry at the student. That's your approach with your agency. And when the teacher says they're obviously not doing their part, you should look into tutoring. It'll cost you money, but it's going to solve your problem. Then grades go up. Same thing here. The same car wash where the GM wasn't calling people back, where they were getting 1-star reviews and people felt screwed, immediately went from 10 grand to $30,000. Why? Because I yelled at my client, had proof, used the scripts, and solved their next problem. Today I showed you how to know for sure if your client is actually following up with the customer opportunities. Stinky surveys, welcome text, recorded callbacks, automatic updating customer database. You saw the big list. I showed you what to say exactly so your client wants to renew month after month after month. And I showed you how to upsell each and every month so your client pays you to solve problems. The biggest mistake is assuming that my clients want Facebook ads the next month. Turns out the bike shop doesn't want Facebook ads anymore. Well, I don't have anything else to sell them out. That used to be the case. So now I've got about 22 different upsells. He spends the same amount of money, but we allocate differently, just like a general contractor. He keeps the money with me. The car wash pays between $10,000 and $15,000. Cool. Turns out I only spent $800 on ads. The rest is auditing, surveying, and making sure that their staff does their part. This has been how to yell at your client so your client buys again and again and again, month after month after month. If all you took from today was a script, Was a sneaky survey, a strategy session, or approach to your strategy session the past 15, 20, 30 minutes, however minutes, was worth it? Because it will help you keep a client, it will help you upsell a client, and it will establish a healthy, as messed up as that sounds, relationship with your client. If you're interested, this is the worst bit.ly link ever. This is my Facebook group right here. There's the but, somebody asked. That's the cover photo, agency scaling secrets. We go over this stuff a lot. Are there any questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, ideas? We covered a lot today. How to yell at your clients, how to have backup for your clients, how to sneaky survey, and all that fun stuff. Anything along those lines. Yes, go for it.
What is your sneaky survey like? How does that look like? What does that look like?
Sneaky survey is right here. It's a combination of using Zapier and ClickSend. The end result is I want to give the appearance that the owner of the company is texting back their potential customers. I want to give the appearance that Elon Musk is texting you like, hey, how's your Tesla? I'll fucking tell him. I won't yell at the front desk because they were shitty at their job, because that's how Americans think for some reason. But I'll tell the boss that, like, look, I can't be waiting 15 fucking minutes anymore. All right, he'll make a change.
ClickSend is what, a text messaging service?
It is. The end result you'll get is every time a customer opportunity signs up, 14 days later, a text fires. You get a copy on your phone, like it's a little mini app, right? And you can use any phone number you want in any area code, and you'll get data like this, which is fucking beautiful. Like, I've got real life human beings that want to buy what you have to sell, Mr. Client, saying they didn't get a call back. You said you'd call people back. Here's proof you did not. This is usually just like an eye-opening moment, realizing that their front desk is lying to them. And I take this line from Nick Robbins, like it's the front desk experience officer, something like that. Like, it's mind-blowing how doctors will make $1 million a year, pay their front desk $12, expect them to do everything, and just garbage can them like all the shit in the office. They're usually too busy to do this. It's not their fault. It's usually the doctors.
To be honest, I think it's
Use it, 100%.
to be honest.
Yeah. Avi, what's going on?
First of all, wanted to shout out you,
Cool.
your course, your group. Definitely one of the best ones I've been in.
Appreciate it.
So, and you guys are thinking about joining. Even just like the free group, Agency Scaling Secrets, there's more knowledge in that free group than you probably will pay for somebody else to get. So let you know that.
Appreciate it.
And I just had a question that I might already know the answer to, but might help some other people. What would be some examples of, like, you know, you said 20-something upsells.
Yeah.
So, you know, you don't have to give away the farm, but like, what would be some examples of some upsells that you could fix if they're having some of these problems?
So nobody's calling people back. Nobody's picking up the phone. Easy solution. You can actually white label a company called Jill's Office, which I recommend. That works out pretty well. They will pick up the phone for you, so your front desk doesn't have to. Jill's Office, yeah. They just introduced a new version which has all the things that I wanted from their old version. But the end result is a client will dial the number. You'll get a copy of it, right, because you have CallRail, and then forwards to Jill's Office. Hey, my name is Brandon. I'm with the car wash company. How can I help you? Yeah, I'd like to schedule a car wash. You got it, Mr. Johnson. So great. Let me ask you a couple questions, blah, blah, blah. By the way, would you like to prepay? You got it. And then they open up my pay funnels or whatever form that I built. They charge a credit card that way, go straight to their Stripe, all that fun stuff. And with my car wash specifically, I am moving them entirely to a company. It's either Jill's Office or something like that. Probably split it, half Jill's Office, half somewhere else. Because the biggest problem is the GMs don't pick up the phone. Now, I serve as like the chief marketing officer outsourced, and I'm still not going to like gut their staff, right? I'm just going to say, I'm going to solve this problem. The CEO of the company, like, I'm just going to solve this problem for you. I'm going to charge you a lot for it, and all the phone calls, instead of going to the actual location, will go to a call center by Jill's Office. Whenever you call a hotel, any number, it's not the actual hotel, it's actually a call center. Same idea. So that's an easy yes. You can also do customer ignition campaigns. You can do a quick text check-in, which is like 6 weeks later, hey, just checking in. Rocky in our group does this a lot. He had a painting client, never picked up the phone, said the leads suck. He sends a, hey, this is Jeff with the painting company, just checking if you have any problems that need solved when it comes to painting. Landed like 3 deals right there. And so if you end up with like 6 weeks worth of leads and nobody's responded, just send another text message, you'd be mind blown. So things like that. Sometimes I make them up on the spot. Sometimes I'll just like sell a solution and then figure it out later. Usually what you want to do is white label somebody else's solution. So I just sent out like 16 text messages like as soon as Chris finished his presentation, because my bike shop guy, he's going to write a fucking book. He is. My car wash guy's going to write a fucking book. He is. My real estate agent's going to write a fucking book. He is. My chiropractor, same thing. And what I'll do is when I do all this, I will position the book as a solution to some of the problems. So that kind of idea. That was a long answer, but yeah. Yeah, what's up?
How do you figure out scheduling if you're using something like Jill's office?
You mean like scheduling customer opportunities to come in and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I do is I don't, and Brett will argue, completely right out of the gate. I don't do solutions until I have problems, right? Because like maybe they've got a thing that works, maybe they don't, right? I didn't have a scheduler until Brett yelled at me for a while, and now like it works better. But what would happen is like in one of these strategy sessions, in my mind, I'm like, scheduler is probably like a solution. And so I'll have a script, right, like this, something like this. And there's always another problem. Like instead of $45,000 a month in revenue, if you had 18 more appointments already scheduled without your front desk dealing with it, then I would say, great, I'm going to build that out. I would charge them first and then integrate like a Calendly or Acuity or anything like that. And they all work. Usually the rebuttal is, it doesn't work with what we have because we've got a POS system, piece of shit system, or like, whatever. And I go, great, they're not scheduling appointments. I'm going to change the verbiage to saying request an appointment. And then it'll say the front desk will call you back within 24 hours, which, leads up to more sneaky surveys. So stuff like that. Anything else on the left of the room? Yeah, what's up?
How could you tell that they were actually calling back or not?
So you can't ever measure their outbound calls from the business, right? But I can get a sample. And so one of the bigger challenges I had in the beginning was like I asked one of my clients that dropped me, I'm going to switch out your phone system so I know that you're making the calls, which is fucking stupid. Nobody's going to say yes to that. We really should view ourselves as solution providers, not like intensive, we're not cutting them open like plastic surgeons, even though I used that example earlier, right? So I do this and I run samples. So I'll fill out the form, right? And 1 out of every 10 is me. So I got a pretty good sample. I will also pay my friends to go, fill out the form, and let me know when they got a callback. I also do something called recorded callbacks, which I stole from Quicken. I filled out the mortgage form. By the way, you guys are going to love this. I filled out the form for the mortgage because I was thinking about getting a mortgage. Don't get a mortgage, whatever. So I was filling out the form. I got a callback within 30 seconds. I was like, that's cool. Ignore the call. Got a call back the next day. Left a voicemail. Got a call back the third day. Didn't pick up. Left a voicemail. Follow-up is good, right? 2 weeks later, I got a call saying, hey, I'm looking for a Jeff Miller. I was like, this is Jeff. Hey, this is Ryan. I'm with the quality assurance team at Quicken. I just want to make sure somebody called back and make sure you're taking care of it all. It's not a sales call. I'm just making sure that everything is okay. I was like, yeah. And I hung up the phone. I was like, I'm going to do that for my fucking clients. So I will actually call back. I call back the leads, and I'm on the quality assurance team with whatever company, right? Hey, this is Jeff. I'm on the quality assurance team at Blank Car Wash. Just want to make sure you're taken care of. And I either find out that they weren't taken care of. I either find out, yeah, Jared's going to steal that. I either find out they weren't taken care of. I find out that they didn't get a call back. I find out that they were upsold incorrectly. I get all this information. So I can never know for sure that they're doing the outbound calls, ever. But I can measure the end result and then think forward. So I hope that answers your question. Yeah. Any questions from the right side of the room? We'll take the one all the way in the back first. Yeah.
What would you charge for using something like the Jones office?
So whatever they charge you, multiply it by 4 or 5 times. Make it so incredibly massive it's almost painful, because then they're going to fix it. As a side note, plastic surgeons will always be, or not plastic surgeons, gastric, what do they do when they staple your stomach or whatever? Bypass surgeons will always make 10 to 20 to 30 times more than a personal trainer, because they're I'm just going to do this and you're never going to have to deal with it again. Costs a lot of money, but you're never going to have to deal with it again. And it's the same way with a Jill's office or something like that. I charge too much fucking money, but guess what? You'll never have to deal with it ever again. And what's cool is I charge so much that I can hire somebody else if need be. I've got brain space. I can double up on services. You don't want to charge at cost. It actually costs you money. You don't want to double your fee because you don't have the brain space for it. At a minimum, you want to triple. And that way you can start using this as an actual service. So there you go. You had a question or no? Let's go. Yeah.
So when you were looking at your clients,
Okay.
and you get past all the onboarding questions,
Yep.
you're asking when you're creating your Facebook ads for their
Oh, okay. Yeah.
for that person, are you gonna go? I have a couple questions. So
Go for him.
are you gonna go and have them get their own type of landing page software?
I'm going to do these one at a time. I build up my own landing page software. My clients have access to nothing. Like Sean Manafort will argue me till the day I die, like, you should build in their account. Like, no, they're wrong, they're liars. They're not going to get their intended result. I'm going to take care of everything and charge them too much money for it. And it works, like it literally works. So I do ClickFunnels, but Unbounce is fine, Lead Pages is fine. All my landing pages look the same. I just change the images and the text to match your best performing offer. So there you go.
Then after that, would you get involved on their back end as their marketing officer in terms of email outbound type stuff?
Yeah, so I keep everything. Like, it's my active campaign list. It's my ClickSend list. It's my ClickFunnels list, right? If they ask for it, I'll give it to them. I expect them to do nothing with it. And so what'll happen is after like the second or third or fourth month, I've got like 200 or 300 people and I go, Mr. Johnson, what's been our outbound strategy? What are you doing to follow up? Oh, nothing. I was like, okay, would you like an automatic way to remind these people to buy from you? You bet. Great. So if we got 3 or 4 of these people, how much would that be worth? And then calculator. All right, great. So it looks like if we figure out a strategy to do this, you're going to make an extra $5,000 to $8,000 a month. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send you an invoice, figure this out, and make sure we get the solution up and running. It's going to cost you about $2-3 grand. They say, okay. That's just like a MailChimp template, right? But they're paying you to get it done in their end result. So there you go.
So for your longer term clients, have you gone to a position where you transfer from your flat rate fee into some type of ROI percentage?
No, not at all. My philosophy is to be a problem solver. And I see this in the inner circle a lot, and even in the public group. Like, there wasn't enough ROI in the campaign to figure out how to do it, and he didn't want to sign and argue the dollars. I was like, if they're arguing and you're having a conversation about ROI, you're missing the bigger picture, which is solving their number one problem. Here's what's interesting. When you try to sell a service, you're stuck on a value seesaw. I say it's worth $16,000, and they go, it's not worth anything. And then you're stuck like this, like you're arguing about a number. But if I say, what's the number one reason you aren't growing your business this year? And they say, I haven't called back any of my customers. I go, how much is that costing every month? Like $10,000 a month. Great. I'm going to figure out a solution that's going to cost you 1 month in revenue. You're going to make 11 months left. Great. It's the same thing, right? But I'm not arguing about the value ladder, how much it's worth. I'm just saying, how much is this problem costing you? And they'll pay unlimited dollars to solve it. So I never talk about ROI in my calls. I say, what's the reason why you didn't make your numbers this month? And then I say, great, I'm going to solve it for you. Using that strategy, my car wash has gone from $2,250 a month to $10K, soon to be $15K. He's bringing on 3 locations this month. Bike shop was at one point was paying $13,000 a month. That blew my mind. He was just solving problems with money, which is what I want. He's opening his 4th location. It's absolutely nuts. I'll get to you in 2 seconds, but what other questions? Okay, cool. Phil, what's up?
The column, did you call in this
Boiling.
spreadsheet, right?
Yeah.
You open the Google spreadsheet to make them able to write in there?
Yeah, so I give them anyone can edit this link. Mm-hmm. Oh, my clients. Oh my God, I got to tell you about the revert trick. So they can give that to their staff. And I communicate almost always on a recorded line, even to a point where I use Loom videos or ScreenFlow to record my stuff and then I send it to them. And then it's like, great, thanks so much for signing up. We've built out your automatic updating customer database. The first 10 records are dummy records. Those will automatically delete. As your leads come in, you'll get a text. Your front desk will get a text. The way we measure this to know if it's working is your front desk is going to go in here and make the edits. By the way, here's your link. Just forward this video to them. That's all you have to do. And the link is like anyone can edit. But the problem is that either they won't edit or they'll lie. And so I brought a dentist that was a referral. We had an automatic updating customer database like this. It was great. And I saw it 3 days before. I was it's totally blank. Then I looked at it right before my strategy session. It was filled with all these dates that didn't make any sense. Called back the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. It looked like she was calling them back 10 minutes before, right after they called. I was like, you fucking load of bullshit. 3 days ago it was empty, right? You're just lying on your sheet. You can't just say they lied on their sheet. You can go to help and go to the revert tool, and it will show you a day-by-day, play-by-play of when somebody filled in the form. The front desk didn't know. So I was like, Mr. Johnson, just so you know, nobody called everybody back. And he's like, how do you know that, Jeff? It says it right here. I was like, let me show you something interesting. I revert, and I scroll through the versions, right? It's you'll notice that on Thursday, it was empty. I'm assuming that nobody got a call back. But magically, Monday morning, she called people in the past? How does that work? So that type of stuff. But I hope I answered your question. Yeah.
Another one, which is the offer you do for your car washes?
I can't tell you the offer, but Like, yeah, there you go. So, but in the the answer is no. But I'll give you the structure. So in the onboarding session, I asked them what's been their best performing marketing. Where'd it go? What's been your best performing marketing ever? Then they'll say, oh yeah, so we did this thing in the newspaper and we got like 20 people calling. It's like, all right, what did that ad look like? Can you send it to me? What are you doing in exchange for money? What do you normally do when a customer walks in the door? Do you have like a Facebook friendly offer? Like, how does that work? 99 times out of the 100, they will never know. Just assume your client doesn't know. Like, it's not gonna happen. Facebook is a totally different world for them. And so what I did is I say, all right, so let's say I walk into your car wash. What am I spending money? How much? And they'll say like 30, 40, 50 bucks, something like that, right? And they'll say, okay, so what are you doing in exchange for that money? They don't know what the term offer is or package. That's a term that we use. And then I'll say, all right, so walk me through it. What am I buying? How does that work? My bike shop guy had no idea how to describe to me what an inspection does at all. His mechanic had no idea. He's like, oh, look at a bunch of stuff, blah, blah, blah. So I brought in my friend's bike and I wrote down everything that they did. It's a 17-point inspection. That's an offer, right? And so for the car wash, it's 30 bucks. And it's their deluxe package, but broken out in non-tribal language for car wash people. Like nobody knows what the deluxe is, right? But if you looked at them and said, this is the 10 things you're doing, those 10 things are your ad. So get blank, 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 blank for 30 bucks. And it always works, so that kind of idea. I can't tell you everything, but yeah, that's fine. Okay, what's up?
So do you use LeadOwl or similar service, or is that an upsell to remind them that a lead came in that they haven't called?
So I haven't used LeadOwl, even though I paid for it, right? I was like, sure, fine, whatever. I was sitting next to Andrew, I was like, okay, great. But I never actually used it. I think it could be cool if I figured out how to work into my flow. My entire philosophy is solving problems for my clients, charging them to do it, and then finding more problems to solve. And what I've discovered, or the way I've wrapped my head around LeadOwl, is that, yeah, they can call, but my goal isn't to get them to call. My goal is to get them to a sale, right?
Right, so what I was thinking is, like, if you could use that as an upsell after you've identified the problem that
Yep.
they didn't return the calls. Well, hey, by the way, this app, will text whoever's at your front desk and remind them
Yep.
to call.
Yep.
Or
So
whatever.
So that's the right way of thinking about it, and you want to have a problem-solution approach. Let's say LeadOwl is your solution. Cool. Mrs. Johnson, let's quantify this problem where your front desk is not doing blank, blank, and blank. What if I showed you how from your phone you could do X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3? How much would that be worth to you? How many dollars would that be bringing in problems that we solve? Oh man, if we did that, blah, blah, blah. Great. Software. So that kind of approach. I never go like solution first, I go problem first, then solution. So it's totally doable. I just haven't used it yet.
With your clients, do you do any agreements, like 1 month, 3 months? Like, how do you?
Yeah, so my proposal is like 3 pages long. It looks like a Home Depot receipt. Like it's just dig all the way down. And everything is on a month-to-month renewal. Even Nick Robbins, who's like at $500,000 a month now, he's now testing 3-month contracts. Just now, he's testing them. And it's called a 90-day program. So it doesn't say, hey, you're mine for 3 months. He says, you're buying a 90-day program. So my approach is saying you're going to get X, Y, Z, 1, 2, and 3, usually like 30 customer opportunities a month every month. And it's up to you to renew. But we discover through the onboarding process and the strategy sessions and sneaky surveys that there's a reason for them to renew every single month. What I've discovered after month 4, they stop fighting me on it and they just write me a check. Like the bike shop guy, I was in England, and I'm like, I'm sending you an invoice. I'm out of town. He's like, great, I'll just send you money. So that was like a quick $5 grand, so that's pretty cool. Yeah.
And then usually charge one time for those solutions?
Yeah, so what I've discovered is that like once you manage to bump an invoice, it's very easy for the invoice to stay there. Mr. Johnson, last month you spent $10,000 with me. We solved these 4 or 5 problems. We're going to spend the next 30 minutes figuring out your next problems, maybe their revenue, maybe their sales operations, and then we're going to take that money and appropriately allocate it to another solution. Are you okay with that? Yes. Once you get an invoice up, it's very easy to keep it there. Super easy.
So it's on a retainer?
No. I earn their business every month.
Oh.
So mandatory strategy calls, all that stuff. I don't even do auto pay because when I auto pay, I know that they're only paying that much. They're not paying this much. So
Basically, you're sending a new invoice every month, like based on what they're currently struggling with.
correct.
Based on the questions and then audits that you've done, and then you just basically propose them every single month.
Yeah.
A new like a new solution.
Here's what's really, really cool. The more time you spend in Ads Manager, the more money you'll pay with Facebook. The more time you spend with your client, the more money your client will spend with you. Yeah. So I just spend more money and more time with my client, and then I make more money. The more time you spend with a person, the more money you'll spend with them. If you don't believe me, ask your wife or your girlfriend or your kids. Like, that's how it works, right? You'll spend more money with the people you spend more time with. And so I spend mandatory 1 hour with my client. They'll come in, we'll do whiteboarding or entirely online. The child psychologist, for example, she paid us $2,900 a month. First month. Bitched and moaned about the leads. They're the worst leads in the world. I can't believe it. Worst things ever, et cetera, et cetera. So then I did like the sneaky surveys. And it was like I realized, hey, Mrs. Johnson, by the way, we sent you 15 phone calls. She's like, yeah, but they were bad leads. I was like, I listened to the voicemail. They were like pretty interested. Yeah, but I couldn't convert them. Problem, right? Hey, so by the way, we got these sneaky surveys back. They were interested, but they couldn't. Yeah, but I didn't know how to. Problem. And then I discovered that like people actually paid her money, right? But they weren't happy with her service. So if all I was selling was Facebook ads, gone, dead client, see you later. And so every other month, she pays me to solve another problem at $2,900. Cool, right? Your goal with your Facebook ad agency, well, this is my approach, not everybody's, is Facebook ads gets people in the door. Like your free book plus shipping gets you into ClickFunnels, right? Facebook ads gets people into my office. Then I find more problems to solve. If all I was selling was Facebook ads, a child psychologist would be writing me no more money. That's it. But now she pays me $2,900 every other month to solve a sales problem for her. I will teach her sales stuff. Why me, right? But that's just how it works.
So second part of that question, I'm assuming you lay down extreme expectations in your agreement saying, look, this is what we're going to do for you and only this, and if there's anything additional, we have to talk about it kind of thing. Is that how you, you lay out your agreement to say, hey, if you need this, we're going to charge you more and not include it in the price of the 20.
Correct.
Like I'm paying you $2,900, I'm expecting you to already give me that. Kind of thing.
So what happens is in the strategy sessions, they're all recorded. That serves as the proposal and the invoice. In all my strategy sessions, if you ever see my lives, I do slide decks live. Like I'm just typing down stuff, right? As they're talking. It's great. And so when I have my strategy sessions with my client the first, second, third month, great, this is a problem. How much is it costing you? I'm going to build out a solution. Sound good? I'm going to send you an invoice. It ends up getting to there. And so the solution can be big or small. I price 5 times more. So I'm totally okay with a little bit of scope creep as long as they get their intended result. And so what I found is that when I have that approach, clients are more than willing to write me bigger and bigger checks. I've never run into a project where I felt like I was being unfairly undercompensated because my approach is to 5 times it because I know shit's going to happen. So it's like the opposite approach of what you're talking about. I don't put down extremes. I say we're going to get this intended result. Here's your part. Here's my training. Let's get this sucker done. Just like a highly paid personal trainer. All right, you're paying me $200 an hour. Let's go for a run right now. Not part of the program, but let's just go for a run right now. So that kind of approach. Yeah. This is running over, but that was 10 minutes ago. Yeah. What's up?
Hey, when you introduce stuff like CallRail, Zapier, or whatever, Genesis Office,
Yeah.
all that, do you keep it all on your side?
Yes. My clients have access to nothing.
But you're doing it for each client, separate logins, and just kind of babysitting each portal?
No, it's all under my login. It's all mine. So ClickSend has one login, Jeff. ClickFunnels has login, Jeff. Jill's Office login, Jeff. ActiveCampaign, Jeff, right? But every single service has like a list. So those are my clients. My ad manager is the same way. Like they don't see it. It's my ads manager, like Cool Beans Digital, and then all my clients. And so that's just the easiest and best way to do it. I mean, Brett made that switch and made like an extra $2,000. So.
And you mentioned like you might say, hey, cool, we got a solution, Genesis Office.
Jill's Office, but yeah.
Or Jill. So,
Yeah.
And they're poking and say, hey, what is that? What's the name of that? You're transparent.
Yeah, it's Jill's Office. By the way, I'm going to charge you a lot to set this up and make sure that they're doing their job. And because the problem is just so properly quantified and it's costing them $45,000 a month, fine, whatever. It almost never comes up though. Like nobody says, but how much is your scalpel?
Supervision and setup, and that's your.
Yep. Last 2 or 3.
So I hear what you're saying in terms of
Uh-oh.
Facebook ad agency and that you have a template that you use.
Yep.
But do you suffer ad fatigue? Does your campaigns run out? Like what do you do on that end?
Oh, customer research. I love it. So my car wash ad has been the same. My bike shop ad has been the same, gone through a couple of revisions. Child psychologist ad been the same. If you get ad fatigue after your first 30 days, the problem is with your customer research. And so I followed Ryan Levesque's ASK method, 5 questions get 95% of the way. If I get between 15 and 30 responses, I know my ad's going to work. The difference is the top and the bottom of the ad. So people in different areas for different reasons buy car washes differently. That's how it works. And so it's the same offer in Miami and in Texas and South Carolina and like 4 or 5 other locations, but the tribal language changes. I genuinely believe that if you're having ad fatigue after like 30 days or so, it's not an audience thing, it's a bad ad thing. And I've got a couple steps that I go through. The end result is usually like find what works, rerun your customer research, and your client's probably lying to you. So yeah, I can't give you a great answer here, but that's the basic idea. Yeah. Last call, 3, 2. Do I have a course? I do have a course. I'm not going to plug it though. Yeah. Anything else? 3, 2. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate your time. That's it. Have an awesome, yeah.